two? Hello. Hi. That's fine. Ted.
Yes, Bruce.
Aren't you working on something right now? Can you talk about what you're working on?
Yes, I'm working on something, but no, I can't.
You son of a bitch!
Can't tell. Now, Bruce, are you working on something?
You can tell me rough things. You can give me something.
Well, as long
You
as
can.
none of you promise
Oh, no,
to
no.
tweet about it.
No, you're totally good, Ted. Your secret is good in this room.
How many of you, if given a big Hollywood secret, would keep it to themselves? Raise your hand.
See, Ted?
Liars.
See? Give the people something, Ted. God.
Dear God. All right. How many of you have spent autograph money today? Raise your hand.
Too much.
Too much? Who said that?
Well,
You said stand up. So,
You're
first
too
of
much.
all,
You're looking at the too much right
No.
there.
first of all, how much? Well, let's not talk dollars.
Guys that come up to me, they go, Bruce, I'd love to get your autograph, but took all my money over here.
Now, how old are you?
I'm 16.
You're 16, so you blew your college fund. Is that right? It's all gone. So now, in 4 years, but look at the bright side. You can't go to school anymore, but now you won't owe money for the rest of your life. So keep thinking that kid.
There's a reason I unironically say groovy, so keep going along.
What's the reason you say groovy?
Yes, you are making, but also.
But it's unironic?
No, I say that just like out of nowhere. If someone says, oh,
You know what we're gonna make you do, yeah. We might have you, we might have you shoeless eating from a bowl of sour cream. You don't know what we're doing. You pervert.
More hands go.
Well, Bruce and I were talking. Let me tell you what we're going to do first. Bruce and I were talking about how we're so frequently interviewed. And sometimes we feel that those interviewers aren't all that good, but we think that you guys might be much better interviewers.
Maybe there's a budding journalist among you. Like a serious budding journalist who knows enough about Ted that
What?
most people don't want to know.
It's cold out
But
there.
someone who'd be willing to come up and maybe sit like in one of these seats.
Right. Can we get this sucker working?
Yeah, it works.
Yeah.
And
All right,
we'll
so-
give him a chair, but maybe Ted, you want to pick someone who feels they could conduct an actual interview?
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Like actually can run a panel, like 'cause we don't have anyone to run our panel. And we figure if one of you runs the panel and it sucks, it's not our fault.
That's right. So,
Anyone like to run a sucky panel?
yeah, raise your hand. Okay.
And yes, ma'am, right here. Stand up, please. What are your qualifications for running a piss poor panel? Stand up, please. You've done it before? You've attended piss poor panels, no doubt.
I'm a preschool teacher.
A preschool teacher.
Oh.
Well, you're like a walking piss poor panel. Because they're bored with you all day long. They bore you all day long.
Why don't you kick the little rats out the door and say, go get your own damn education? That's what I do.
Now, does that qualify you in what way? Like, are you equating this audience with preschool?
I often ask the most interesting random questions, so I have very good random questions.
You have very good
Yeah, such
random
as,
questions.
do you like to glue with your teeth, your mouth, or lick the pen?
Nice. Nice. Ted, would you like to audition here then?
Yes, I think so.
Okay, come on up here.
Come on up.
Sure.
Thanks so much.
Wow, what a great reception, huh, Ted?
And it is great. It sure is great to be here
Wow.
next to all of you and a panelist named Caitlin.
Now, Ted, stop. We don't have to do shit at this point. This is her job.
Oh, yeah.
She's moderating the panel.
Okay, so, I first My first question is, Bruce, what is your favorite color?
Next question. See, it didn't go so easy for you, did it?
I have a follow-up.
Oh my God. Okay, so if I said next question, you would go, what's your follow-up?
Okay. Same question.
I see. That's how she treats me and Ted like children. It's perfectly. I get them to compete with each other. That's it. Oh, Bruce won't do a color. Ted will. And the funny thing is, he will.
You also didn't see the little naughty squint. Look, you know that it's reserved for kids that are that age? This one? Okay. Orange?
Okay, now I'll answer the question. Blue, it's the hero color.
It's interesting that you would say orange because you're wearing a very green jacket.
Yes, that is true.
Which is so close to orange.
Well, in a sense it is. It's not a true green. It's really more of an earthy green, which means it contains rusts and browns in it. And orange, in its true form, also has that. So actually, they do go together. Next question, Miss Smarty Pants.
Okay, so my next question is, if you two were put to a battle of the death, who do you think would win?
A battle to the death?
I don't ask my kids this question.
You mean who would live? That's your question, right? Which
Yeah,
one would
yeah.
live, finally?
What weapons are available?
Okay, chainsaw.
Yep, what else?
And what would you use? Paint?
Look, this is your
Yeah.
dumb scenario. So you gotta paint the picture. Well, who am I? What do I have? Who is Ted? What does he have? Let's straighten this out.
Okay,
I'm not gonna help you.
Man-made materials, let's say non-mechanical.
Fine.
Is there wood?
Yeah, that's
Okay, is there a fire? Can we have a fire in this world?
You would have to take the time to make the fire.
Okay.
Would you be able to risk that?
Are there any animals around?
You would throw an animal at it?
It's none of your business what I would do with that. But what I want to know is, are there animals?
Yes.
Great, I take one of the animals, I kill it with a piece of wood, Bruce and I would roast it on the fire, then we don't have to kill each other. We can continue making horror movies for the rest of our lives.
You know what? If I was trapped in a room with nothing but a mirror and a skeleton, I could get out.
And how would you do that?
Is that your next question?
You said a mirror and a
And a skeleton.
in a room.
Yes.
Are there windows?
No windows, no doors, no ma'am.
Okay, so could you please explain to us how you would do that?
Sure. I look in the mirror. Evil Dead 2. No, sir. No, sir. No. I'd look in the mirror and I'd see what I saw. And I'd take the saw and I would cut the skeleton in half. 2 halves make a hole. I'd get out through the hole.
Wait. Woo-woos does not help. Just a minute. Now, we're gonna have the old applause meter deal.
Well, wait, just a second. I think you're asking both of us if we wear boxers or briefs, but you said it was a question for the ladies.
I see.
They want to know. I want to know.
You bet you do. Okay, who votes, first of all, that Bruce and I probably wear Boxers. Who would raise their hand if Bruce and I probably wear briefs? All right.
Look, I'll clarify some things. There's not a chance in hell I'm going tighty-whitey. Not a chance in hell. And the problem with boxers, they twist. Do they not, Ted? Do they not twist in little tubes around each of your legs as you're walking around? Okay, so, one's a little too pinchy, one's a little too loosey. Maybe it's something in the middle, lady. That's it, I'm done. As I go, right there.
You want me to go now?
It's your turn.
Well, yeah. Yeah. Honestly, it just depends on what you're wearing. Now, all I wear are basically old vintage suits for the most part, and so...
So why bother with underwear?
Why bother?
I mean, seriously.
Isn't that a thing of the past?
Yeah.
No, I'm strictly a boxers guy. Man, I like the old man feel. It's just awesome. It's the best. No briefs. I don't believe in briefs.
Do you wear night shirts to bed? Night dresses?
No,
Because those are also free.
it's true.
Night dresses is, what year is this?
We meant 1955, not 1865. Yeah, true.
Oh, I say my prayers and I put my night dress on. Me and Pop go out and milk the goats, and then we pray again, and we put another night shirt on. Oh, it works out okay there in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. Me and Jedediah out there. Sorry, man, this is your panel.
Go ahead.
Okay, so we'll go with a typical question. What was your favorite project to work on?
Because I don't pay for my own work, I have to leave that to pundits out here.
Army of Darkness.
Army of Darkness, Evil Dead. I can't argue with any of it. The answer is because there's more coming. Like the project that Ted refuses to tell you about could be a really good project, right, Ted?
Yes, Bruce, that's right.
Yeah, if you could talk about it.
If I could talk about
Yeah, cool.
it, which I can.
Is that your favorite?
Is it my favorite?
Yeah.
No, my favorite is every single movie where I got paid in under 1 week. That's my favorite movie.
How many of them?
How many what?
How many actually did that?
Oh, like 2?
Yeah.
Like 2, I did, but you get those checks and you're like, oh, I can pay my rent. This is so very exciting.
So none of them made you laugh, none of them were, made you feel special or proud or anything?
Yeah, I'm proud of many of the things I've done. Some of the things I'm really not so proud of, and other things I wish I were dead before I made them. But I still loved those projects while I made them. But I don't really watch a lot of the things that I've done.
You don't
No.
watch? Do you watch things that you've done? Like, do you watch
Every
My Name is
night,
Bruce and
every
you're like,
Well, I do think it's interesting that my kids can watch me go from 21 to 61 now. So I guess if they're thinking Dad's moving a little slow like Uncle Joe, they can pop in Evil Dead 2 from 33 years ago, and yeah, I guess. It's good for that, I guess.
are there any movies that you wouldn't like them to see?
My daughter, I said, when you're old enough to drive to the video store and rent the VHS of Evil Dead, then you can see it. So she did.
VHS.
Yeah, VHS, yeah.
Dating us a little bit.
Yeah, well, she's,
Didn't like my color question, so I went to a real question.
hi. Where were we now? Was there any, what to do?
A project that you wish that you could have done, but you weren't able to do. Or...
Wish I could. Nah, those are tough. Woulda, coulda, shouldas are always tough. I mean, I tried for stuff that I didn't get. That I auditioned for the role that Billy Zane got, who's here. So you could always go to Billy Zane's table and go, Billy, so you aced Campbell out of that role. How was that?
Which role? Titanic.
No, not Titanic. No. Billy's very glad that he got that role in Titanic because he's still getting $7 million in residuals every week for Titanic. So he's fine. No, The Phantom. I auditioned for The Phantom and it got down to me and Billy. And Billy got to wear the tights, the purple tights, and ride a white horse through the jungle.
When you're at home, do you ever put on purple tights and
Right, put on purple tights at home.
No, blue one.
I don't need to play games if that's what you're talking about.
Maybe
I don't need to help myself or my wife.
Was there a project that you wanted to be involved in that you weren't able to?
Yeah, almost all of them. I'm an actor. We're actors. That's what, we don't get 98% of all the things we ever try for. Sometimes more. So most everything I've auditioned for, you don't get, but you get close. It's just part of
Is there a worst audition? Is there such a thing as worst audition?
Oh, yeah.
Worst audition experience?
Oh, absolutely.
You want to hear that?
Hey, can you cook it down?
Yeah,
to one?
I have it. Here's what, I'll tell you, I used to do a lot of commercials. Back in the 1990s, I did commercials for M&M's and Carl's Jr., you name it. And I went on a million auditions for them, got a few of them, but this is the one that made me not become a commercial actor ever again. I'm sitting, as you do as an actor, you sit in a waiting room, of course, much like a dentist's office, and instead of people holding their mouths in agony as they leave and you being terrified, you're watching actors and actresses sob as they leave these rooms as they failed, not gotten the part. So I'm sitting there, but instead of people looking depressed, they look like they were assaulted by a bull. That's all I can do. The best way and most polite way I can put it. I mean, they really looked assaulted in a terrible, in fact, not in a physical way. I didn't know what was happening. So they call me in. It's for Church's Fried Chicken commercial. I get in there and I see 4 of the most bored executives you've ever seen in your life. And I said, "Hi, I'm Ted." They go, "We don't care." They took a cassette tape, stuck it in a cassette tape player, which is the technology of that day. They pushed play, and on it, this absurd, dumb country music, and I don't mind country music, it's like bad bluegrass. It's like, and I looked at them, I didn't know what was happening, and one of them said to me, "Now, you're going to dance and act like a chicken to this music." Then they turned on a video recorder and they go, "Go." They were serious, and I went. They all stared at me for 1 full minute while I did that. They turned it off and said, "Thanks, we'll call you." And then I left with that same look of being assaulted by a bull in my face. It was horrifying. So that, I never went back after that. That was really bad. That's about as bad as they get, though. But it was enough.
Did you ever dance like a chicken?
No, but I got a bad one. A very important director, Ed Zwick. Did a movie called Glory, Legends of the Fall with Brad Pitt. He does important motion pictures. Important pictures. So I was having what they call a general meeting with him. He had a project that he was going to do, and I wasn't auditioning for a specific role.
And Bruce, before you continue, a general meeting means what?
It really means you're gonna sit down, they can look at you, make sure you got all legs and arms, that an actor's been around long enough, he's not gonna audition per se. I'll let you come and have a look at me while I crack a few jokes and then I'll get out of there. That's a general meeting. Hey, what are you up to? You talk. So he was in the middle of mixing, I think it was called Under Siege, Bruce Willis movie, New York City, right? Very serious, very important. And he was gonna have a meeting with me off to one side of this mixing stage. And he's mixing, he's a director, right? So he'll take this meeting with me when he gets a second. But I'm gonna sit first in this auditorium about this size, watching his movie being mixed. I'm off in a chair over here. And I always loved the sound from the Evil Dead movies. We always got very involved in that, and we loved the sound process. And so I thought, I know, I'll hit this guy with a couple of sound jokes as soon as I see him. That'll just loosen things right up. Ed Zwick is the most serious man on the planet. We finally have a second, they're gonna work on some sound stuff, so he gets a chance. Okay, go meet with Mr. Zwick. Oh, hey, hello, Mr. Zwick. How are you? Bruce Campbell. Hey, listen, at 700 feet, 10 frames, I thought you could bring that cricket sound up just a little bit to give a little something to the scene. You know, a little razzle-dazzle. Next thing I know, I'm in the parking lot. And I get a call from my manager going, he talked like Thurston Howell III from Gilligan's Island. He goes, just got a call from Zwick's office. Their question was, what the hell was that? And apparently, after I walked out the door, Ed Zwick turned to his casting person and said, this is why I don't do general meetings. So, I don't think Ed Zwick has ever had another general meeting, and funny, I haven't either. Even very successful people have struggles, and he was struggling. And that's that amazing story. No, not that one.
Which
He owes me though, he fucking owes me that. Sir in the back with the hat, yes.
What was the moment when you both of you, just collectively, when you first started acting, and it could be theater, before you, when the people knew who you were, what was that moment you realized art was what you wanted to do? Creating characters?
What was the moment that being a thespian was what we knew we had to do?
Did you realize, hey, I want to do this the rest of my life?
When did that happen, Ted? When did that lightning bolt moment? You got to be in
I had a series of crappy jobs. The last one I had was a dishwasher. And then I did a half day's work on an industrial film in Detroit. And incidentally, industrial films, for those of you who don't know, they're in-house movies made for that company. So for example,
It's like a training film.
it's like a training film. It's like how to fold shirts if you work for the Gap company. So I made a bunch of those, and I got the first check I got was for a half day of work working for General Motors, and it was worth 3 weeks of washing dishes. So that's why I wanted to be an actor. I wish I could tell you that some inner voice saying to me, no, I never came to that point. Like most people do. Bruce probably had that moment. I didn't have that. And when I got to be like 19, I went, I think I can make a living at this. And then when I was 21, I loved it. But it was like a slow progression up. You know, it was just like, dishwashing sucks. I don't want to do that the rest of my life. And I didn't finish college, so that kind of sucked. So actually, I don't have any two smart guy options left. That's the truth of the matter. I could be a lawyer. So yeah. Bruce, what was your moment?
I was 8, Ted. I was 8 years old. I guess we were all 8 at one point.
Bruce, this is only an hour panel.
Oh, that's right. Thanks, Mike. Thank you. 5-minute warning. So I better make this quick and
We
quick.
actually have 20. Mike just did that as a favor.
My father was a frustrated painter. He wanted to be an artist, like an actual artist. And my grandfather worked for Alcoa Aluminum in Detroit for 45 years. He goes, you want to be a what? He was a World War I veteran. He's like, no, we don't do that. We don't paint. We go to jobs and we work, and we don't have to like the jobs and the work, but we work, that's what we do. So my dad went, okay. So he went to college, even with an art major. He got into advertising, which was sort of creative, but on the side, he became an actor in a local theater group. So I got to see him in a play when I was 8. And I remember looking at him. My dad was an okay guy, pretty jolly guy, but he's cracking jokes, wearing funny outfits, dancing with women that weren't my mother. And people were like clapping and shit, and he's going, hey, whoa! And he was in a play called Brigadoon. He played the young Jeff, the American guy. Hey, Chuck Campbell. I was like, what the fuck? That's my dad. What is that? Because normally he comes out with a suit. It was all suits and ties, Detroit, for 1,000 years. He wore a suit and tie. My dad take his coffee cup, put it in the car, take his briefcase, shove it in there, drive off with the coffee cup on the car. I found coffee cups for miles where my dad would just take off. His head wasn't really in the game. Fucking advertising job, god damn it. But at night he came alive. He'd come home, make a thermos of coffee. I'm going to play practice, he would call it. He was in plays for 30 years over there. And not a very good actor. Not that I've ever been accused of that, but I got to see him in it, and once I saw him in it, I went, he can't hassle me really about anything at this point. Like I can go to him and just ask him anything, because I've seen him like in dresses and stuff like that. So he was very supportive and invested in the Evil Dead, and he was the first chump to invest. So I think he took one for the team so that I could do it. Well, honestly, here's the truth. My grandfather never thought twice about whether he liked his job or not. My dad thought a lot about whether he liked his job or not, and I've never looked back and only done the job that I want. So I give thanks to my previous generations for making it happen. I kind of look at it this way. It's sort of like the Star Wars saga, because now you go, let's go see a Star Wars movie. That's what they all are now, is a Star Wars movie. Things that go and spaceships that go and funny rubber creatures. That's a Star Wars movie. So it doesn't matter if you call them 1, 2, 8, 19, 20, Disney will renumber them all anyway, so it doesn't really matter according to their timeline. So, this doesn't have an end to it. Where? Blue-haired girl. Yes. Oh my God. Last question.
Did you ever make peace with Peter Jackson for stealing all the horses of New Zealand? No.
She's referring to my accusation that Peter Jackson is a thieving son of a bitch. Because on Jack of All Trades, made roughly at the same time, I needed one black horse. One horse. Nice horse, right? A hero's horse. We go to the local farm. Hey, can we see your horses? Oh yeah, Peter Jackson just came by, bought them all up. Oh, that's nice for him. Go to another farm. Hey, we're looking for just a black horse. Oh yeah, you just missed it, yeah. Oh yeah, Peter Jackson's people just came by. That son of a bitch bought every black horse in New Zealand, Australia, Papua New Guinea. The horse we were left with for Jack of All Trades was called Widowmaker. This thing, you had to shoot it with a gun to get it to do anything. This thing was like half dead. So, because Peter Jackson, for his lead horse, paid $350,000 for his main horse. So, we're not competing with that. So, have I ever seen any of those movies? No, and I will never, ever watch any of those movies. That beating son of a bitch.
We have to go very soon, but we wanted to thank you very much, and we want to thank you for being here with Baltimore. And also, we wanted to, there's something I did want to mention to you, I want to thank our host,
Our special panelist.
I want to tell you, she is a truly a host for her generation, and it's great to see that. She was tweeting and texting just now while we were all talking. And then I realized she wasn't taking pictures of us, she was taking pictures of herself. You can find out her Facebook page at
Kate Bit.
Kate Bit. Don't forget to go there and look at pictures of her. Folks, we loved having you. And
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Dude,